Hey Washington Fish Questers, Blake here. It's good to be back. This is going to be a pretty simple video, but I just need to get back into the swing of it. I'm down at Hicks Lake. It is the Sunday of opening day weekend. This is a opening day lake that opens the fourth Saturday of every April for Lowland lake season. And I just wanted to go over with you, if you're maybe new to trout fishing in Washington State, 3 online resources that Fish and Wildlife puts out that can help you locate some nice trout. Or plentiful trout. Kind of depends what you want. For my lure selection today, I'll be using 1/8 of an ounce Castmasters. I got a silver, then I got a blue and an orange, or half silver in those colors anyway. Some of them have triple barbs on them. I didn't replace them with a single hook, so I'll just pinch those barbs. Hope to catch and release, but if I bring any or anything, I will just take them home and eat them. There's a fish. There we go, first rainbow of the new fishing season. Just a regular little kind of 8-inch stalker there. Off it goes. Alright, I'm going to talk about 3 online resources that Fish and Wildlife puts out on their website that can be very helpful in finding lowland lake early trout season success. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Catchable Trout Plants webpage. So it defaults to a 30-day, but you can actually make it be longer than that if you want. But as far as opening season goes, that's all you want, because you want to know, you want the fresh trout, you know. So looks at the last 30 days. You can look at lake, county, or species if you're looking for something other than rainbow. And it has the number of trout, and then this to me is probably the most helpful thing, is the fish per pound. So you're going to want to, so one fish, if it's like 1, then that means that fish is a pound. If it was 0.5 fish per pound, then that means that would be 2-pound fish, if that makes sense. If it was 2 fish per pound, then 2 fish per pound, then that means those would be half-pound fish. So like 2.4, 2.5 is pretty common. That's like about like a 7-ounce. 6 to 8, I'll say, depending on the variance on the 0.4, 0.5 or whatever, 2 point whatever fish. So looking at this, I'm going to go fishing in Thurston County, and I want to have a crack at a bigger fish. So looking there at Hicks Lake, which I assume is named after Tyler Hicks, I see there's been 3 plantings, and 2 of them, they were both smaller plantings, but still 2 of them were 1-pound fish. As you can see there, the fish per pound is 1. So if I do some simple math there between their big planting of the smaller dink fish, the 2.5 pound, and the 1-pounders, that means I basically got about a 1 in 3 shot of, if I catch 3 fish, hopefully one of them is one of the 1-pounders. Obviously it doesn't always work that way in practice, but statistically at least that seems pretty good. So there you go. That's a great help as far as figuring out how big the fish are and how many they are. Atta baby. Yeah, it's still a stalker, but a bit nicer than the first there. And by stalker, I mean kind of like the 7-8 ounces. I was afraid I brained him, but seems to be okay. So I'm gonna get him back in the water. Another great tool, especially if you're just sitting there mid-March and let's say you're not a winter steelheader, so it's kind of the doldrums of fishing season for you, and you're marking your calendar where you want to go for the next year, especially if you're after trout, is the statewide hatchery trout and kokanee stocking plan. Fish and Wildlife puts it out every calendar year, and it has the fish by size. It has like catchables, jumbos, triploids, etc., fingerlings, put, grow, and take is the other one. And then it has the lake name, and it has whether it's year-round or whether it's opening day. And that's important because like Hicks Lake here is an opening day lake. So I know from looking before at those 3 plants that those fish basically haven't seen a lure yet, because it's only been open 1 day. I'm here on the Sunday of opening day weekend. So that's a really nice tool. Fish and Wildlife has put that out since forever. It is a plan. I have seen like slight deviations from the plan, but that's the way plans work, But it's basically accurate though. You just don't know like kind of what day within the month and that sort of a thing. So that's a really, really solid tool. There we go. Oh, came off. Dang, that might have been my 1-pounder. I lost it on the jump. It jumped right away. I talked to that dude swimming, really nice guy, and as you can guess, pretty hardcore. There we go. Well, that one swam off when I was trying to get it up for the shot. It was even smaller than the other two. The last tool I will cover is the Lowland Lake Finder. It's not just for trout, but since there is so much trout fishing in the state, that's often used for that. So as you can see there, it has by county or by lake or by species if you are not going for trout. You know, so you can click on there. And here's Hicks Lake where I am. So why I really like it is they added that little GPS function, little map in the right side of the screen there, so you can kind of zoom in and try to see where the shore axis is, because there's a lot of lakes where the shore axis is just lousy. You know, and this where I'm standing right now is a City of Lacey Park, so you can also kind of figure out what kind of shore axis it is, whether it's state, you know, where you need a Discover Pass, or whether it's a local place where if you don't have a Discover Pass, then you could just, you know, you're free to walk onto it. So there you go. Those are the 3 tools. Hopefully, if you didn't know about them, like if you're new to the state or anything, they can be helpful to you. And if you did know about them, sorry for the very boring episode, but hey, I need to get back in the swing of things. There we go. Alright, there we have it. Not a giant, but I do believe this is probably one of the pounders in that class of fish, if that makes sense. So there we go. Took me 5 to get to it. And away it goes. Well, that was about an hour fishing, I'm going to call it. I had softball practice. Green meanies there. Old team, actually. But anyway, right before this, and I'm a hungry boy. I have not eaten today, so I'm going to go do that. But at any rate, don't let my lousy catching fool you. Those online resources are indeed helpful. So hopefully, if you weren't aware of them, those can help you get on some nice trout or plentiful trout, whatever tickles your fancy. So thank you so much, and see you next time on Washington Fish Quest.